oh, guess what? You qualified. And you might be wondering, what did I qualify for? Well, let me tell you, you have met all the requirements necessary to take this journey that I am about to take. See, I qualified as well. There's a really good chance that you and I have something in common. For a matter of fact, that one thing that we share, a lot of creators on this platform have actually dealt with this and have overcome it, and they're on this platform. But in general, this thing, not specific to YouTube at all, it extends far into regular life, everyday life, and it's very intrusive actually, because it leads to the path of least resistance, but in the worst way possible. So this thing that I speak of that connects us is that there's something or some things that we want or need to do for ourselves that we aren't doing because of excuses. See, we always find a way to justify why we shouldn't do what needs to be done because it causes us to leave our comfort zone, causes us to face our fears, causes us to, have to stop being perfect at everything, or just causes us to no longer be lazy anymore. See, it's always one thing or another. It's always, oh, I can't start until I can get this or get that. Or let's go back to school for a second. If you ever taken physics, you are probably familiar with this man, Isaac Newton, and he came up with one of these laws of motion that actually applies far beyond just the textbook physics that we know. So there's a law that states that an object will want to stay at rest or in uniform motion unless an external force is applied to that object. In other words, for all the things that we want to do, for all the things that we can think of, for all these ideas that we have, they're not going to go anywhere unless we actually try to do something about that. We have to actually make an effort, apply an external force onto these things that need to be done. And this even applies to even if we're doing something and we want to see better results, you're not going to get better results unless you do something about that. You're not going to see acceleration or growth. In other words, this is my first attempt at applying external force to something that needs to be done that I've really been procrastinating on, and that is starting this YouTube. This is the first video and the first step on this journey of growing a channel, an experience, something that I've been thinking of doing for years, 5, 10 actually, and there was always a reason why I didn't want to do it at that moment in time. But at this point in time, I'm just hitting record and we're doing this. We are actually doing this. So who am I? Who's this guy that's been talking to you this whole time? So my name is Trey, and I'm a videographer and photographer in the city of Toronto. Well, this channel will serve as a creative outlet where I can create and just be free. The one thing with providing service in the creative world is that a lot of times you're not really in control of what gets out. If you're providing a service for someone, at the end of the day, you're creating a service that has to be approved by them. Sometimes you might have a great idea, and if they don't like it, it's not going to go anywhere because at the end of the day, you're creating something for a client. And I wanted an outlet where I can create whatever I want and put out whatever I want and create my own story for others to enjoy without having to do revisions. If you're in this industry, you know how painful that is. Beyond that, I'm extremely excited to see how this evolves and see where it goes. And this is a big step forward for me. I've always been wanting to do this, and I've always found a reason not to do it, but here I am right now. So here's to just hitting record. That's it. I am doing this, and I hope that this has inspired you to do whatever it is that you really want to do, whether it be starting a YouTube channel or doing something else that you know needs to be done. But no, I don't have this all figured out yet. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna drop, when I'm gonna drop, but it's gonna happen. And I'm forcing myself to do that, and I'm putting it out there to hold myself accountable to make sure that there's something that follows this. This is not gonna be the only video because I'm going to commit to this and commit to this journey. If you're still here, I appreciate it, and look out for more wonderful things to come.